Portugal to make COVID vaccine free, universal, and perhaps even mandatory. I wasn't in Portugal when they announced quarantine, but all of my family was, and from what my mom told me, the general public demanded that the country went to lockdown, and the government complied, so this doesn't surprise me at all. A good reason to say, Portugal Caralhua. Reading these comments reads like Americans don't get how Europe works. I hear Portuguese are the nicest people, man, shrugging, dark skin tone. Just as long as the vaccine is not rushed into the public and safety can be verified first. And they will need to provide it to those who need it most before the general public, rather than first come, first serve due to supply issues. This is the best TLDR I could make, original, https://www. theportugalnews.com/news/COVID-19 vaccine may be mandatory in Portugal/55492, reduced by 70%. I'm a bot. Graca Freitas during the usual press conference on COVID-19 in Portugal stated that Portuguese legislation allows a vaccine to be used in an epidemic and in defense of public health to be mandatory. If the vaccine is extremely effective and the added value for public health is very large, it can be considered a mandatory vaccination methodology, she explained, adding that if it is a vaccine with a lower degree of effectiveness, the decision may be different. During the press conference, the president of Informed, Rui Santos, said that the 6.9 million vaccines acquired by Portugal constitute the first batch and that the acquisition of other vaccines is currently being negotiated by the European Union, in order to ensure a greater variety. Extended summary, http://np. Reddit. com/r/auditl/comment/ij05dd/portugal_make_covid_free_universal_and/FAQ, http://np. Reddit. com/r/auditl/comments/31b9fm/FAQ_auditldr_bot/version 2.02 520379TL, DRS so far. Feedback, http://np. Reddit. com/message/compose, 2=%23 auditldr PMs and comments are monitored, constructive feedback is welcome. Top keywords, vaccine #1 decision #2 mandatory #3 Portugal #4 vaccination #5. I feel like the vaccine will be free everywhere except America. I'm confused by this thread. Is there anything the Americans don't have to pay for? If the vaccine is rushed through testing without even knowing possible long-term effects, shouldn't people at least have a right to trepidation in taking it? Vaccines have been tremendously helpful in eradicating a lot of horrible diseases, and I probably would take a COVID vaccine myself, but I think it's deeply questionable to force it on people. Proud to be in Portugal. I've been living here for almost 20 years now. I came here when I was 8. Been raised here and my closest family is here too. We went through a lot and I do miss my big family who stayed in Brazil. I am not religious, but every day I think about my fellow Brazilians who are dying and suffering in the hands of those running Brazil. I know thoughts and prayers are not enough, but my hands are bound for several reasons. Hang in there, we'll be out of this. Serious question. Why is everyone so confident in the vaccine? No one knows the long-term effects, no. Portugal Caralho. D. Sebastião regressará como vacina. I love you, Portugal. I love your beautiful country and your beautiful language. The tinfoil hat brigade will go nuts at a mandatory vaccine. Wait, they have one. So if COVID is a part of the SARS family, why doesn't SARS have a vaccine? There is no hope that the vaccine will be mandatory in the US, I'm just praying they make it mandatory at my job. Uneasy. Americans don't realize the concept of free healthcare, and I don't understand stupid people that lost their freedom because are required to wear mask. Should be free worldwide as it affects the world and is in everyone's best interest. Australia is also doing a similar thing. We've struck a deal with AstraZeneca, who is backing the Oxford University vaccine. They've bought 30 million doses already and licensed it so a portion of doses can be made in Australia. The vaccine will also be fully subsidized, and there were talks of it being made mandatory, but some Aussies will rebel and the opposition and independents wouldn't let any bill pass if they tried to. Edit. Added link to an article talking about it better than I have, https://www. bbc.com/news/world Australia 538268846. I'm an American and I've never paid for a vaccine, AMA. Great move, great move. I wish it were free everywhere. Pay for a vaccine? I assumed it would be free in my country too, just like the rest of them. Do Americans pay for vaccines? Vaccines should be mandatory everywhere, except for people who have had a proven adverse reaction to a vaccine. Notice I say proven, not a hysterical mother screaming that it gave little Johnny his autism rather than her drug use throughout pregnancy. As an European, this is not news for me. Obrigada. Really folded hands. It's just greed to not provide this for free. From a purely financial standpoint, the harm it causes to a country's economy far outweighs the cost of vaccine. People are relying too much on a magical solution for a virus that mutates super fast. Vaccines take usually years for a good reason. Even if these vaccines partially work, will be awesome news, but don't expect much more. There's such a hard decision to make there. Making it mandatory would fuel the anti-vax conspiracies to a new level, but making it not mandatory would make it less effective. If you say it's mandatory, people will start calling it the mark of the beast. No mandatory vaccine. Free, I agree with. I should not be forced to get something injected into my body. Portugal Carolho. I feel like some people just want to be anti-vaxxers. Vaccines take decades to develop, let's not hurry the process. Who in their right mind would let themselves be injected with a vaccine that was made in under 6 months? Everybody should get the vaccine, but no vaccine should ever be mandatory. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, I've had a bunch of different ones because I worked in medical and I travel. But there is something that bothers me about it being forced as mandatory. Not an anti-vaxxer, but I flatly refuse to take a vaccine that has been rushed and not even proven to be effective. Yes, let's force a rushed-through vaccine about a disease that experts still seem to know very little about. Seems reasonable. Americans are terrifying. I find it horrifying that this vaccine could be made mandatory anywhere. I'm not even anti-vax, have all my shots, but I'm not taking this shit. I don't trust anything that's been done in relation to COVID, so I gotta see other people get the shot and not die before I take it. Why would they charge for it? Isn't it a benefit to society to eliminate the virus? Removed. Mandatory. Oh no 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 no. If it is not personally life or death for me, I would like damn near a decade worth of data on it before I take it.